China against South Korea then. Kuaiman against Won. Interesting mix of styles for us to enjoy here. Suh dropped a couple of games in the group stage. Coin toss cam, not a bad one. Looks like Suh has won the toss. She didn't seem particularly bothered about inspecting her opponent's blade, but was more than happy to offer her own for inspection. Think of a similar tradition in other sports, can you? All equipment subject to inspection by the officials, but so commonly by opponents. Boxing. Get to that in a second. 21 years old, Kuaiman, seeded 7th, ranked 7th, as you can see, a left-hander. Won is a right-handed player and adopts that chopping, downward, slicing style. That is predominantly defensive, but in its own way has an attacking approach. Prevents the opponent from being expansive, reduces their ability to take risks, without failure anyway. Boxing, when a boxer's hands are taped and just go around, there is a representative from the opponent's corner there to make sure that there's no nails or iron filings stuffed in there. Example I can think of. Comes close to the mutual bat inspection in table tennis. Pleasant tradition.
First game, Suh to serve.
If you haven't seen before, then take a look at how Won approaches these rallies. This downward slicing motion.
Love 1. Love. 3 love.
Kuaiman not looking to give her the opportunity to show us much of that technique, because she's just driving the ball through the gate, looking for a winner. Just missed the apex there.
4.
Very precise element of timing in the style that Suh adopts, and if you're
4-2.
not spot on with that timing, it can go all horribly wrong. Of course, she's well practiced, a consummate exponent of this style. Well, she's not alone in this style by any means.
4-3.
One of the most experienced among the top players in the world. At using this approach successfully. Just well.
3-5.
Couldn't make it over to that side of the table though, and Kuaiman dealing with this pretty well so far. And it is a variety of slices. Top down is the one you probably think about, but there's,
4-5.
from her perspective, a lot of left to right as well. Albeit in a slightly downward arc. But variations on the theme is what I'm getting at, and that is what makes it so unpredictable for Kuaiman.
5-all.
A little bit of right-left on the forehand slice as well. There's a great example of it, actually. Right, left, and underneath that particular winner. So there's an awful lot of different ways that Kuaiman's going to have to adapt.
6-5. Seven.
Putting in a good showing here, Kuaiman, not really experiencing too much difficulty. I mean, there's no question Suh makes it difficult for all of her opponents, but she's worked with this before and was getting quite a bit of success here. Big drive, and that's extreme variation, isn't it? Kuaiman has game point, 5 of them. Forgive my laughter, but it was almost comical. Such heroic salvaging efforts there from Suh Hyowon, only to give up the ghost with a relatively simple stroke as she came in here. Even she saw the amusing aspect of it.
Second game, Kuaiman-Suh, love all. Love 1. One all. One, two. Three, one. Four, one. One, five.
Good movement to Kuaiman's right there to draw the error from Suh. Read that whole situation quite early, actually. Got over in plenty of time. 1-5.
1, 6. Six, two. Six, three. Three, seven.
Kuaiman easing herself away.
4, 7.
Won just finding the edge of the table, hence the apology. Kuaiman going way beyond the baseline. No return. Finding that baseline again,
Four.
and then coming pretty close to it that time too, but just dripping over the edge.
Eight, five.
But despite that overshoot, it does look as if Kuaiman just slightly has the edge here in this game.
5, 9.
Seems as if she's got Suh Won's number.
Six, 9.
Concentrating on the forehand in that rally. Quite likely that she sees Suh Won's best weapon as the backhand slice.
10, 6.
The forehand slice takes a little bit more contortion of the body, and I think that's why Kuaiman is probably targeting it. Just more difficult to execute.
10, 7.
Went for the big bomb, but couldn't find the platform. Still 3 game points for her to move into a 2-love lead.
11-7.
Found the apex and buried the winning shot. So 2-game advantage for the Chinese player. Round of 16.
제가 지금 어떻게 하냐면 서브 짧게 넣는 거 아니면 기계 딱 그것이잖아. 서브를 뭐 회전 되고 스피드가 좀 많고 그러지는 않아. 자,
这个它削的当中有点力气是非常大的，知道吧？而且手要使劲，这个卷啊，停一下，看着人一拉就是一个，知道吧？而且不要老想刺激，看着拉就完了，知道吧？啊，接发球线，啊，这个发动戳墙，防住了，进他发现他这，他飘过来抽过来，要脚多动一点，好吧？如果是说你两边拉就完了，正好拉的正好抓住球。所以你只有拉住他转着拉住他时间就行，好吧啊，还有耐心啊，还有专注，还有1分钟一点啊，他有的时候一定要更快一点啊。
Third game. Sue to serve. Love all. Love 1. Two love. Love.
Targeting that forehand again. Keep the ball well away from Suh's backhand. Just easier to execute that kind of slice on the backhand. And if it's easier, that means you've got more variation, more options with it.
One, 4. For 2.
Doesn't seem as if Suh's going to get much success if things carry on this way. There'll certainly be points won here and there, but enough to overcome the Chinese player? I don't think so. Subtle adjustment in position of serve.
5-2.
Worked out well for her.
Seven, 4.
Kuaiman pulling away again now. 3 points needed for a 3-love lead. Big effort from Suh, but driving that into the net. Six game points then for Kuaiman to move into a sizable game advantage.
11-4.
And that's exactly what she does. So one more game needed for Kuaiman to take her place in the quarterfinals.
만약에 제가 조금씩 안 맞죠? 계속. 그렇지, 얘 같은 경우 그대로도 없잖아. 이렇게 주잖아.
근데 자기도 미수가 많은데 저도 뭘 이렇게
그러니까 얘가 각 있잖아. 얘가 아예
有机会从输赢来走下，从是看人了，他这个对吧？他这个球有时候有长边缘，边缘就长。啊，中心下来，中心下来啊。
하는 거 같아. 편하게 하면서 좀 지그재 해줘야지. 어?
Fourth game, try to serve. Love all. One love. Love two. Love three. Time out.
당연히 이 카운트에서는 제가 그렇지 이 카운트 똑같이 안 하지. 더 빨리 한단 말이야.
아 뭔가 답답해.
답답하지. 야 그리고 네가 카운트 시작해가지고 60분 편하게 주면 당연히 약간 치지. 약간 툭 주려니까 약간 툭하게 하는 거 있잖아. 네가 넌 편하게 준다고 지금. 뭔지 알지?
제가 너무 이러는 것 같아서 좀 이렇게 천천히 주려고 그랬거든요. 근데 지금 더 잡아서 쳐.
왜냐면 지금 3대 0잖아. 이 카운트에서는 당연히 내라도 채지. 그러면 똑같이 안 해야지.
아니면 그냥 막 반칙으로 해야 되는 건지.
근데 번칙 얘 하긴 얘 안 준다. 왜냐면 이렇게 하다 지가 무슨 챈다니까 그냥. 챈 하나 받고 그다음 좋은 거 있으니까 그냥 하고.
그러니까 지금 그냥 초반에 그냥 좀 얻어맞지만 않게 딱 주고 계속 커트 이렇게 하는 게 낫겠지.
근데 중요한 거 얘가 우리는 이제 그렇게 하고 싶은데 얘는 시작해가지고 일단은 3대 0이잖아. 무조건 한 대니까. 한번 네가 서브도 가져주니까 바로 해버리잖아. 이거 무조건 한 대니까. 하나 무조건 어떻게든 받아야지. 그거 받고 시작해야지. 조금 얘가 더 빠르게 하잖아 지금.
Good access for our Korean speakers. Kuaiman yet to take a timeout. Hasn't really needed to. She's not smashed her way through this contest by any means, but she's been comfortably in front for the vast majority of it and hasn't really looked in much trouble. Just constantly had the edge. And if it ain't broken, why fix it?
4-1.
Kuaiman very reluctant to give a big flat smash when she's looking for a winner. She'll always go topspin. I think that's probably because she's getting an awful lot of backspin. Well caught by the umpire, by the way. Backspin met by topspin. If you think about it, it means that the ball is constantly revolving the same way around its own axis, with slight variations, of course, side to side. But vicious backspin like that, if it's met with a flat smash, is likely to go in all sorts of different directions. That's why Kuaiman is putting as much contact on the ball as possible by rolling it round from top to bottom, from bottom to top, I should say, creating as much top spin as possible. And then all she's doing is just continuing the movement that the ball already has. Slid into that little powder puff forehand that eventually went into the net. So difficult to execute that. So match point. Still 5 to come though. Well, without overly stretching herself, I think it's fair to say Kuaiman makes it to the quarterfinal stage, keeping her nose in front pretty much all of this contest, winning by 4 games to love. And we now have 7 of the 8 quarterfinalists. 1 more player to be determined in the round of 8. And it's Bernadette Schox of Romania who will take on Bruna Takahashi of Brazil to complete the picture. That's coming up for you.